Hello viewers, we are talking on the Life Skills for Graduate course on SWAYAM MOOCs. This is module 2 of self-awareness and lecture 5, which talks of inculcation of self-awareness. In this lectures, we will be talking about the inculcation of self-awareness through various methods. As we know, self-awareness is the ability to know about oneself, one's habits, one's personality, one's values, one's needs in a detailed way, so that one is able to perform more efficiently in the day-to-day task. Inculcating self-awareness in the young learners or graduate is essential for both personal and professional development of them. It allows them to understand their strength and weaknesses, opportunities and stress in a very important way. We will be talking of various methods of inculcating self-awareness in the young learners. First method is writing reflective journaling, that is, we should encourage one to maintain daily or weekly report of one's activities during the day or during the week. We have the example of Anne Frank's diaries, which gives us a whole account of the World War II Nazi activities during that time in Germany, in Poland, etc., by what that girl has written in detail. So, similarly, everyone should be taught to write what they have done important in a week or a day, and this should be a regular habit. Today, we can use electronic media for recording these exercises. Rather, people earlier times used to write diaries, and these diaries were used to be like historical accounts or memories of those people. So, we can encourage young learners or graduates to write those diaries. They can be daily reflection reports or prompts, or it can be a weekly progress report prompt. Encourage a student, when we are writing them to write daily, we can encourage student to write about their achievement, challenges, emotions every day, that what did they learn today, what did they do differently. That can also stimulate reflection in them. Or if it is a weekly exercise, then every week student can review their journals, what they have written or what activity they have done, identifying the themes or the patterns which occur in their activities, such as common stressors or accomplishments or goals which are there. So, a weekly exercise would let them to identify patterns, while a day-to-day exercise would help them a self-reflection for a particular day. This will help them to track their growth over a time, over a month, over years, and also they can provide examples to others by referring to these memorials or journals which are written by an individuals. Next way is, which we stress today, that mindfulness and meditation practices are very important in today's life for identifying the stressors which are there in the day-to-day complexities of today's life. Regular mindful exercises such as breathing techniques, meditation or body scans can help students develop awareness of their thoughts, emotions in real time, fostering a deeper understanding of themselves. Mindfulness breathing exercise is very simple. It can be practiced every day, that at start of a class or a start of a session or a start of a day. In institutions, you can have 10 to 15 minutes of breathing sessions which can be there, which can energize students, which will help students to focus on their breathing, help them to center their thoughts and therefore build a present moment awareness. So, this simple mindfulness is a small technique of developing self-awareness. There can be a body scan mediation which can guide students through body scan mediation, asking them to notice each part of their body from head to toe and observe any tension or sensation which is there and think about it. And after beginning from head to toe, we can just focus for 2 minutes on the holistic aspect and thereby releasing all tension or all stress which is there in the body of the child and body of the individual, and the individual can promote physical and emotional self-awareness by this exercise simply from going from head to toe or toe to head and then focusing on the breathing for 5 minutes. These are very simple ways of developing self-awareness for an individual, because mindfulness and body scan mediation are the easiest way of self-awareness of one's own body, one's own thoughts and one's own concentration for a day, for a week, for a year, and they can become a habit, regular habit of an individual if practiced daily through a routine way. Personality and strength assessments can be done. Tools like Myers-Briggs Type Indicator MBTI or the Big 5 personality traits can help students to gain insight into their personality traits, natural strength which is essential for self-awareness. The exploration of various personality types, as we have done in the lecture 2, can also help us to analyze ourselves and what personality types we are. That can also help us to exhibit our strength and weaknesses. Strength assessment exercises can help students like Gallup Strength Finder or similar strength based assessment, then discuss the results in the group. They can explore how their strengths impact their behavior and academic choices. The personality type exploration using the MBTI or Big 5 personality test have students to identify their personality traits and reflect how these traits can shape their interpersonal relationship and decision making ability. If you look at the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator MBTI, which is a personality assessment tool that helps people to understand themselves and others. It is based on the work of psychologist Carl Jung and was developed by Isabel Briggs Myers and her mother Catherine Briggs. The MBTI is used in a variety of settings including business and career development. The MBTI categorizes people into 16 personality types based on their preferences in 4 dichotomies: introversion, extroversion, sensation, intuition, thinking, feeling and judging, perceiving. So, this is one way by using MBTI to analyze one's own personality and to understand about it. The Big 5 personality test is also the Big 5 factor model FFM or Ocean personality test is a psychological assessment that measures 5 broad personality traits like openness, consciousness, extroversion, agreeableness and neuroticism. A Big 5 test is a behavioral continuum assessment that ranks people on a scale between 2 extremes. The test is based on the idea that people can anywhere along the scales be associated with each trait. The Big 5 test is commonly used in corporate world to predict job performance, burnout potential, trainability and job satisfaction. The test result can help people identify roles or careers that fit their personality. For example, someone who scores high on extroversion might feel at home in a crowd, but they might also get stressed and nervous easily. You can take Big 5 personality test on Truton.com. The test consists of 60 questions and takes about 5 to 10 minutes to complete. These are only 2 examples of assessing the personality type. There are numerous other tests which are available and they can be taken by a person to know what sort of a personality is there, and that will help him to know about his self-awareness. And we have already discussed in this module's lecture 2 about the various aspects and types of personalities and ways of personality assessment which are there. Then the next is the feedback and peer review sessions which can be there. This provides opportunities for the young learners to receive constructive feedbacks from peers, mentors, helps them to see themselves from others' perspective. Structured feedback session can be valuable in understanding how their actions or one's action can impact others. Peer feedback circles can be there, which include arrangement of small group sessions where students give each other constructive feedback on specific projects or behaviors. Each participant receives feedback from different perspectives, enhancing self insight. Then we have the self review or peer comparison. Students first assess their performance in a task. They compare it with the feedback from their peers. This helps highlight differences in self perceptions and others' views. So, this is how we can assess each other from the feedback received from others, and how this feedback received from others help us to know about our self esteem, about our habits, about our strength and our weaknesses. Then we have another way of guided self reflection exercise, which can help us to know about our self awareness. Use structured reflection exercise such as Johari window or SWOT analysis. That is, SWOT analysis refers to strength, weaknesses, opportunities or threats to guide an individual in analyzing their internal landscape and identify their areas of improvement. SWOT analysis refers to a box of 4 areas where the students can identify their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and strength, where students can identify their strength, weaknesses, opportunities and threats related to academic or career goal, or it can also be related to their personal choices or individual aspirations. This structured analysis encourages an individual to evaluate the internal and the external factors which are there. Johari window is another way where students can find out the qualities in which they and their peers see them. It fosters awareness of blind spot in their self image. Many times what others see us is not what we see us as. If you know Johari window, it has got a matrix of 2:2, that is known to self, not known to self, known to others and unknown to others. In known to others and known to self, we have open area or arena. In known to others and not known to self is the blind spot. In unknown to others and known to self is the hidden area or the facade, and unknown to others and not known to self is the unknown area. If you see each one in detail, we say the open or the self area or the arena. Here information about one's personal attitudes, behavior, emotions, feelings, skills, views are known by person as well as by others. This is the main area where the communicator or the person communicates with others, and the large area becomes more effectual and dynamic as the relationship with others is seen. The feedback solicitation is the process which occurs by understanding and listening to feedbacks from other person also. So, open area is a area where all is known about a person to him and to others. Then the other area, which is the blind spot or the blind self, is the information about oneself which is known to others in a group, but one does not know it. It may be certain behaviors of an individual which are perceived by others, but the individual is himself unaware of it, himself or herself is unaware of it. Others may interpret individual differently than what the individual expects himself or herself to be interpreted as. The blind spot is reduced for an efficient communication through seeking feedback from others. So, we can reduce this blind spot, making it less and less, because this is the arena which one does not know about himself. So, everyone should communicate with others, know what others perceive him as. This will also help in enhancing self awareness and knowing more about you as you occur to others. The hidden area or the facade is the information that is known to a person, but not known to others. It is kept hidden from others. This can be personal information which a person may feel that you should not share in a group or in the community. So, it is the hidden information. This may include feelings, it may include past experiences, certain fears or certain secrets which are to us, our feelings, and a private information to us which may not be known to others, and it is hidden because it may affect, if expose, the relationship with others. So, this is the information which is the hidden area, and then there is the fourth area as we talked of, which is known as the unknown area. This is the information which we are also not aware of ourselves and the others are also not aware. Certain abilities, certain capabilities which just emerge out in a situation when the incident occurs. This can be traumatic past experience or event which is unknown, which may cause certain behavior disruptions in our actions, but it is not very clear why it happens. Many times the children are or the individual reacts to certain things which had happened in their past life, but they are not very aware of it. The person is unaware of it, it is hidden qualities, capabilities, and it is not even known to him or the others. Open communication is an effective way to decrease this unknown area, thus communicate effectively. So, the unknown and the blind spot are the two areas which can be reduced if we have better interpersonal communication, and as we have already, we will be seeing in the next module that interpersonal communication is a very important life skill for adaptive and equivalent development of an individual. Then we have mentorship and coaching. We know that young individuals require mentoring or coaches who can guide them through self-reflection and personal growth process, providing them a wider perspective and proper encouragement, also helping them to set realistic and meaningful goals. It can be one-to-one mentorship meeting where students can individually meet mentors for monthly checkups or day-to-day activities, discuss their personal goals, challenges, reflections. This guided reflections offers tailored feedback and growth insight because this is one-to-one. So, every individual having their own basic requirement gets a feedback according to his requirement, and then we can have goal setting sessions with coaches who are trained people who can have students who can guide them for a long term goals or a short term goals. They can have follow up meeting, they can review the progress, they can have obstacles which can be reviewed and removed. So, this can be two way, it can be one-to-one mentorship meeting or it can be collective session of goal setting with individuals who can be there. So, that is how mentorship and goal setting is required for an individual to become self aware, and again self awareness and requires lot of inculcation by role playing and simulation. We can, as we said, by mentorship activities we can inculcate self awareness in an individual, and by goal setting sessions we can also inculcate simulative activities. So, role playing and simulation can incorporate exercises where students navigate real world situations. This can reveal insights about their decision making styles, values, and how they interact with others under various situations. Conflict resolution situations can be there in group where students role play challenging scenarios such as workplace conflicts can be set up, where the students are giving that situation, they have to analyze it, they have to consider the alternative approach, and this will help them to examine their behavior in dynamic situation. This will help them to face these situations in their real life setting in a more prepared way. That is all, because simulated situations are never similar to real life situations. And then we can also have decision making simulations where can be there. So, role playing and simulation activities can be two types. We can have conflict resolution simulation and we can have decision making simulation. In decision making simulation, ethical dilemmas or complex decisions are put there, and the students are able to put their values, their ideas into that and make proper decision making process in that simulated situation. Again, each stimulation situation will help them in actual life situation, because this will be helpful for them to be prepared if this situation occurs in the real life. Goal setting and progressive tracking is another way. Guide students to set SMART goals. That is, SMART means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound goals, and regularly track their progress. Goal reflection encourage individuals or learners or students to evaluate their motivation, adaptability and growth over a time. SMART goal workshops can be organized. As we said, students can be told to set their goals with are measurable, achievable in terms which are time bound, and then they can assess them periodically also. Also, progress journals can be prepared, that student how much progress he is making in a particular time, that tracking should be there, and where the documents, achievements, setbacks and lessons learned are recorded, and a habit of self monitoring is developed. This is how we can record the progress journals and how the feedback from the progress journals can be analyzed. Activity of weaknesses or strength, we can have again the story which I told about in the first lecture of the module, that there was a boy who had a weak left arm but a very strong right arm. So, the instructor told him to practice all moves from the right arm only, and he was a bit disappointed that he was not told that any moves from left arm, but when he came to the actual fight, he realized that his strength was the right arm, because his opponent knew about his weak left arm and was focusing on that, and he with his strong right arm was able to defeat his opponent. So, participants have to learn to focus on their strengths and remove their weaknesses and take care so that they are able to do the best in the life. Activity time for self appraisal should be there, so that we are able to check about our activities. There is a boy who was there, and what happened, there was a boy who used to work as a gardener in the field. What happened, he was working in a old woman's garden, and he had cleaned the garden very nicely. The woman had given him reward for cleaning the garden. Now, he just wanted to know whether the reward was actual or the woman had actually praised her work. So, what he did, he made an unknown call to that woman and told her that if your garden is not clean, I can clean the garden by doing my job. So, the woman said, no, I do not need a garden cleaner, because the boy who does it very nicely. So, he said, even if you are paying him £2 or $2, then I will do it in $1. The woman said, no, he does it so well that I will not compromise on his job, because he does the job very well. So, taking such unknown feedbacks, taking time for self appraisal from unknown people is very important, because this is how you will be able to improve yourself or know about your performance over a period of time, or then also learn what others feel about your performance. If you are indispensable for a certain person, that is actually a indication of how good you are at your task. So, while we have to look at this self awareness, we inculcating by it by various ways, we also have to see that we learn to love ourselves, nurture good feeling ourselves, and praise ourselves or reward ourselves on doing a good job, because every good job is something which we achieve over time. So, pampering oneself by various ways is very important, because developing self awareness is the basic requirement of individual's proper growth today. And as we have seen in this module, that self awareness includes personality, self-awareness includes various ways of inculcating self-awareness. Self-awareness is required for an individual to perform well in his expected sphere of duty or work area. Therefore, we must focus on self-awareness at any time of our life, and as it is said by the WHO skill modules and others, that self-awareness is the basic life skill which is required by an individual to develop other life skills, because when we are able to learn to master our abilities and disabilities, then only we can contribute effectively to the world around us. Thank you for hearing this lecture patiently.